Yes, Sas. Rose here with another video for you. Hey guys, what's up? Listen, today is a beautiful day. We are in November. My last video was in end of October and I was in the rain. That was last week, wasn't it? But today we have a beautiful day, and actually I was praying for this day because I was like, the video I'm about to do, it needs this kind of weather because we are talking about holidaying in Crete. But today I want to talk about things you should not do in Crete. Okay guys, so I have been talking to my friends, my Greek friends as well as the experts who live here, and I've been just asking questions, doing some research for this video, and I've been asking them like, what are some of the things you find that, the like tourists shouldn't do on Crete? And together with their information and together with what I had written on my blog post, which I'm going to link below, I'm just going to mention a few things that you shouldn't do here on Crete as a tourist. These are just tips, just to help you enjoy your holiday and also make sure you don't offend the locals. That would be us. All right, guys. So I just made some notes so I don't forget. And the first tip I want to give you is, first of all, don't take pictures where you're not allowed to take pictures. Don't take pictures in prohibited areas because we are trying to help you avoid being arrested. There are some areas here on the island that you are not allowed to take pictures. So before you take those pictures, just make sure that you're taking pictures in an area that you're allowed to take pictures. Just make sure there are no signs saying that it's prohibited to take pictures. Okay, and while we are in the subject of taking pictures, when you are on the beach, be mindful of taking pictures around children and women. The Greek people are very protective of their children and their women. So don't go around just taking pictures of people. That's why you see in my videos, I try to find locations where there are no people because I don't want to get in trouble, and especially since I live here, I don't want to get in trouble. We know there was one case where a guy actually got in trouble but he was weird because he was just taking pictures of young girls in their bikinis, and that got him in trouble, and they called the police, and his camera was taken, and of course all those pictures, I think I don't know what kind of trouble he got in, but I do know that they called the police. So when you're on the beach, be careful of taking pictures of people who don't necessarily want to be in your pictures. Okay. So, and the next thing we want to talk about is when you go to museums and these archaeological sites, there are places where you're not actually allowed to touch things, okay? So look, but don't touch. You will see, of course, signs that say do not touch. So don't touch, please. Don't break the rules. So, and the next thing is, here on Crete and Greece at large, there are so many churches and they are so beautiful, and monasteries, and they are so beautiful. And I just want you to know one thing. Even though those places are so beautiful and you want to enjoy the etiquette, the designs and all the art and all the the paintings and things like that, there's something you need to remember. Those are places of worship, okay? Those are holy places. Those are places where the Greek people go to worship, they go to pray, and as such those places should be respected. And when you go there, dress modestly. Don't go to the churches wearing your bikini and your shorts, like those really short shorts and things like that. Don't show your I was actually talking to a Greek lady, and she was telling me that when you visit the monasteries, don't show arms and legs. Some of the big churches and big monasteries, they actually have scarves that they give to the ladies to cover themselves, but the small ones don't have. So instead of like going to a place and you wanted to see something and now you can't see because of the way you are dressed, I think it's better to just, if you know you are going to the monasteries, you are going to the churches, just buy a nice maxi dress, make sure it's got sleeves, and also have a scarf, you know, just in case. So cover yourself. Don't go to the monasteries showing the monks and the priests your legs. We know you're beautiful, but the monks are not interested. They want you to respect the monastery and to respect the church. And the same goes for the guys as well. Don't go there wearing your... Just dress up modestly as if you're going to a place of worship, okay? Even though you are enjoying all the nice designs in the church, just make sure that you respect the place because it's a place of worship, okay? The next thing I want, this is funny. This is actually fun. Okay, so you guys, when you're like in the villages, right? And there's a group of you, the tourists I'm talking about. There's a group of you. Please don't stop in the middle of the road and have a meeting about your plans and what you're planning to do next, because we are trying to get to the electric place to go and pay our bills. We are trying to go and pay our phone bill so it doesn't get disconnected. And you guys are just standing in the middle of the street having a mini meeting. Like, you just need to remember that even though you are on holiday, there are actually people who live on this island and they go about their daily lives just like you do when you're back home. So there are parents who are picking children from schools. There are others who are taking children for their practices and you know, and the things that they need to do. People are going to work. People. We are just going, you know, through our daily routines just like you do at home. So keep that in mind, okay? We want you to enjoy your holiday, but at the same time, our lives must go on. We are not all on holiday. We have things to do. Okay? So, and the next thing is, okay, so when you're going to the supermarket, you know, okay, so I talked about going to the church and monasteries, and that's okay, but also when you're going to the supermarket, like, how can you, okay, so I'll give you a story, right? So we went to the supermarket one time, and we met this lady in the supermarket, in her bikini, in the supermarket. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like in your hometown, would you go to your supermarket in a bikini? Or maybe even to our local butcher. Like we also had one who was there also in her bikini. And that butcher that shop is far away from the beach actually. So I was like, so you got in the car in your bikini, went to the butcher. You need to understand something. The Greek people, I have lived with them obviously now for almost 7 years. So what I have learned is that they're actually conservative people. If you walk into their shops like dressed up like that, they could get offended because it's like you don't respect them. Why are you walking around to the shop in your bikini? Okay, I understand like if you're here on the beach and you just want to rush and get a drink, okay, that makes sense. But like when you go to the village in your bikini and you had to drive, you got in the car and you went to the shop or to the supermarket or to the butcher, to the local butcher in your bikini. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think you would do that in your own hometown, really. And the same goes for the guys. There's also a guy we met in the village walking in his Speedos. Walking in the streets. Oh my God. Okay. So, even though most people come here to enjoy the sun, you need to understand that like when you come here in July and August, the sun is brutal. Like the sun is brutal. Right now we are in November, and actually it's really hot. Like when it's sunny, it gets really hot. So you can only imagine like in July, August, it's really hot. It goes all the way to 40 degrees Celsius. So when you're soaking up the sun, don't stay in the sun for too long. Like we have woken people up, like they fall asleep, they're on the beach and then they fall asleep, and you can see like they're all red, like all red. We have woken, we are like, you're burning, like get up. So don't stay in the sun for too long, and please, please, please don't forget your sunscreen. Like put on your sunscreen. The sun here is brutal. It can get really bad. And obviously we have talked about, in my previous videos, we have talked about throwing paper in the toilet. You're not allowed to throw paper in the toilet here on the island. Actually, most parts of Greece, you're not allowed to throw paper in the toilet because the drainage system is, they use very small pipes, so they clog up easily. So no paper in the toilet. Another thing I want to say is, you know, if you're coming to Greece with your, to Crete, and to Greece in general, if you're coming to Crete with your children, as I said about the sun, it's like, even though they want to play like in the water and everything, they will burn very, very, very easily. So I suggest you just sit with them in the shadow, and if they go in the sea, just, you know, be there and just get them out like really quickly. Because, you know, as an African, people think that me being an African, that I shouldn't be bothered by the sun, but I actually got burnt like really badly. My shoulders were burnt, my cheeks, and I had sunscreen. So I'm just trying to show you just how brutal the sun can be here on Crete. So be very careful, drink a lot of water. I know some of you want to enjoy the delicious cold Cretan beer, but I think you should also have some water. So those are just some of the things I wanted to mention today. I have actually listed more on my blog post, but I just thought I'll mention a little bit here just to help you out, just the key points, just to help you out so you don't get in trouble, so you can enjoy your holiday. We want you to enjoy your holiday here on Crete, but also we don't want you to offend the locals, especially the Greek people. The Greek people are so friendly, they are very welcoming, they are very generous also. But also you should make sure that you don't offend them. All right, so that will be the end of this video for today. I'm actually liking this day. I think I'll record another one because I don't know when we will have a day like this again. You know, we are in that part of the year where you are confused. Like in the morning now, we are all, you know, in our summer dresses, and then around 4 o'clock it gets chilly, and then you have to find your winter clothes again. So, but it's nice. It's nice. It's a nice day. So thank you so much for coming to my video today. Please give me a like. Please leave your comments below. Let's see what you think about this topic. And I shall see you on my next one. Please don't forget to visit my blog, thepalmestincrete.com. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much. My name is Rose, and I shall see you on my next one. Yassas!